Hello, hello, or good day, as we say in Danish, here on my working table and on my channel. My name is Lisbeth. I'm a Danish abstract mixed media artist who likes to do many things. So I'm into making jelly printed papers. I do slow stitching. I make books and many different things. I think you can say it's a weakness or strength, but I like to spread all my different things I like to do and then mix them up together again. There are so many interesting things here you can do. But I have divided my content up in playlists, so if you only are into stitching, look for the playlist that is about stitching, and if you only are into collaging, look for that, or if you're into bookmaking, look for that, so you don't have to see other things that doesn't interest you. But a warm welcome to new viewers. If you're here, hi, and also welcome to my trusty old friends here on YouTube. Just a little quick peep. I have a Ko-fi account, so if anybody feels like it, you are able to support me by that, and the link is here below under the little word more, or in the description box, or what we can call it. And there also will be all the other links I mentioned. You can find them here under the little word more. So look there before you think, oh, do I have to scroll all these all these video through to find something? Look, if it's something I have mentioned, you can find it down there. Not so many days ago, I showed you how to use pen pastels, soft pastels, and chalk pastels on your jelly print. And in that jelly printing session, I got all these paper out of that session. And I promised you in that video I would do a couple of 2 collages in my square book where I use thin papers. So that is what I will be doing today. And let us see where I left you last one time when I worked in this book, and this was the one. So here I am ready. And if I quickly just scroll through here, it is really thin papers, because this book isn't with thick papers, and they are a little glossy, so I don't think I can use this book for blobbing around with very wet things like water and acrylic paints and so on. So therefore I have dedicated this book here for collages made of thin papers, and all the collages are, there also is a video for this one, and you can find it below here. Don't go to the edge. I tried to make borders around it, so this is how it looks in this sketchbook here. I have many different sketchbooks. I like sketchbooks, and I like to make books by myself and use them for a specific theme or what I will be doing in that book. But this is absolutely not a color scheme. I normally work in the green yellowish one. So why not challenge myself and say I will use these papers here today? And depending on how much time I will use, I can see if I will make more than perhaps 2. I think I can make 2, but let us see if there's time for more. Then I can use some of the other papers. But these 2 are really thin papers, so I think this will be what I will be using. Perhaps a little of some of the other papers. But I have been in my other stash here and find other thin papers I think maybe can work. So these I already got, and these are here, and I don't know yet which one I will use or what I think will use. This is just a roll-off sheet also, but there was this little area, and this is why I don't throw my underpaper or my roll-off sheets away, because you can always find some lovely places on it and use it. So this is what I have, and these are what I have. So I will use them. So I will just place my book here and see what I can come up with today. Before I do anything, I will remove all my white edges, all the white here of the paper. And I'll just take my ruler and do that. And you don't need to see me do that on all the papers and sit in this lovely noise, but I will do that. So the way I could show you here is when I'm doing, I have decided I would do two different ones, but in somehow the same color scheme, but not exactly the same color scheme. So let us say this one will be for the one collage, and this one will be for the second. Then I will take all my papers I have picked here and place them in two different, or either there or there, because I think they look nice there. And this here was also from the printing session with the pastels. So I will put that there also. But when I take this pile here, for instance, I think this color looks like it belongs there for me. You can, of course, choose any other way. And this color also looks right in this pile here, and this one also. But I don't think this one looks like it belongs there. Perhaps it belongs more there. And this is much more too green, so yeah, it is really green. I don't know if I will put it in there, but for now I will place it there. And then I have this one, and it could also be there. And this could also be there. And yeah, I think this could be there. And I really don't know what this is. I think it is some non-woven fabric. Perhaps it has been a baby wipe I have flattened and printed on. I can't remember. And then there's this piece here, where I think I perhaps could use this down here. Oh, does it work here? Yeah, perhaps this could work in this one here. So I will just put it here. So let me remove this. There are fewer here in this pile, but sometimes it is like that. And perhaps there's so much here, so I can make two here. I don't know that yet. But let us start with this one here. So I like torn edges. That's not a secret. But I also like to combine it with straight edges. For me, collaging is all about doing opposite, or have so many different things. So if you have a small shape, then use a big shape. If you have a light color, use a dark color. If you have torn edges, use straight edges. The more different things there is, the more exciting for me a collage will be. So I just think I will tear this, and this is made on the wet strength tissue paper, and it is very easy to tear on one direction, but on the other direction it is really yeah, I think I can try here. Yeah, you can see it is much more difficult to rip it that way. So that's something to consider when you're printing on wet strength tissue paper. But if I put it there, I can overlap something there perhaps. I don't know that yet. For right now, I will just be playing. That is perhaps too much the same, so I can perhaps put it there. And this one is really, oh yeah, I don't know if I like it here, but perhaps it's better to do something with one of these papers here. And I think perhaps this one here. Let us take a bite of that. Whoops. Yeah, that is better. So we can perhaps put a strip of it down here. Yeah, I think it needs some darker in. And we have this piece here. And that is not darker, that is much lighter, but that could also work. So I will rumble a little around with my different pieces and see what I can come up with. So I have torn a piece of this roll-off sheet off and think it would look nice here under there. So I think I like that, and I like that this paper is going there. This is a little shorter and this comes up again, and there's a little straight edge there. And then I need a little strip of something down here, and I have torn this piece off here. Try to put it under and see if that looks okay. Yeah, I think I like that. Oh, I have this piece here. I can let it go over, but I think I want it to go under, because I like the different edges here. That is perhaps too strong a color, this one. But I need to decide, because this needs to be glue on first. So if it's going to be this one or this one. But I think I will go with this one here. So I will take my... You can of course just eyeball it, that if you're good at that, but in this case I think I will make a little mark for this paper down here where to glue it. There, so I will just put that line on there, and then I will go over there and find my glue book and start gluing. It's just an old book I'm using for that, and you can use some commercial advertised catalog you get in the mail, or you can use anything that isn't valuable for that. So I will just go down here, about there, and stick it down. And I have a little cloth there, I can really burnish it down. So the next piece of paper I will be gluing on is this one here. Yeah, it isn't sticky yet. So, and now here we go. Don't be precious with your glue stick. Of course you could also have used matte medium, but in my case here, my pages are such thin paper, and the papers I'm gluing in are also really thin. So the more wet your medium is, or your glue is, the more your pages will buckle. And if you don't care about that, use matte medium. But in this case here, and since these are only for my own amusement or pleasure making these books here, I don't think so much about, yeah, it isn't museum pieces I'm doing, so this glue stick will probably hold for the rest of my lifetime. So yeah, and now I'm thinking this one was supposed to go under, so I will just take that away here, and I think I can take a little of this off, so I don't need such a big piece. So here we go with that. So here I will just eyeball it, so I follow that line somehow and go here to the edge of the paper, so there will be a frame there. And then there was this piece here. Yeah, that is fine. So perhaps it could need some more contrast. So I think I will find some black paper and give it a line of black paper down here. Yeah, I will do that and see how that looks. I have toned some black paper here, so there's two possibilities in my opinion, and one is to put it there, but I need some kind of focal point somewhere. But I could also put it over here. There are these two options, and I tend to gravitate to put it there because I think I need a circle of some kind. And this is an old jelly printer, and I really don't know where I got it from. And then I have this punch thing here, so I will see if I can punch this and use that here as a focal point. And I don't mind it is a little darker, so I really like that. So this is what I will be going for. So I will glue these two pieces down and find my Caran d'Ache new color 2 and do something about the white areas. And I think I will take my Stabilo all also and do a little mark making. So I will glue them down first. It is on full purpose, and I let that little tip peek out there. And I think this perhaps is the color I'm looking for. And I will take my water brush. Yeah, it's quite fine. Is there any more places perhaps that is okay, and then I have my, yeah, it really needs to be sharpened, but let me see. I can perhaps highlight this here. And this, I think this is some kind of parchment paper. It is always tricky to glue down. There, let us see. And as soon as I put water on, this will really go black. But but I can always take my, whoops, take my finger and wipe some of it off if it's too much, but for me it does the world of difference making these lines, and I'm very tempted to put one down here also, but then it would be line and line and line, and that is also too much. But I think somehow these two are too close in color. So what on earth can I do? I will just think a little and see if I have some brilliant idea I can come up with. Sometimes it is right in front of your eyes. I had this border I took off of that piece, and that is quite light. So I think I will just put it in there, because I really think that makes the difference. So glue on that. Whoops. Yeah, and I will, oh, it's curling up on me here. There we go. And is it funny to let it go all the way down there, or do I have to pick it up there? I think I will take it off here. There. That was a good solution, to put in something that is in color value different. So I will say this one is done now. So let us see what we can come up with for the next one. I just made another one in the same color family as this one. So this piece of paper is all used up, and you can see there's a cohesion between these two, and I very often like to do that. But so now I have time to do something with this piece of paper that would be what it was from the jelly printing session, and I have found these other papers I think perhaps could look nice, but again I think I will just divide this up in two and say one for each collage. And no one knows yet what it would end up like. And I really like this piece of paper together with it. So again, I will take a strip of that and see how that looks. Quite pale compared to the other one, but yeah, this one could perhaps come in handy. Yeah, I have this crazy kind of thing, and this is to green, or perhaps it would just be a thin sliver of it someplace. Oops, it really tears quite easily, this one. I think it is, I don't know if it is silk threads or straw that is in there, but usually when it's what I call straw paper, it is much more difficult to rip. So Yeah, it perhaps can be quite nice when it's only such a small part. Yeah, we'll see. And then I have such a piece here, but I also have this one here with a little more pattern on it. So again, I will just tear this. Here. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think that could work. Nobody says that all the papers have to be the same size. You can do it like I'm doing here. Oh yeah, I really like this. Here. All the horizontal lines and then this piece vertical to break it all up. I also had this one, but I don't think it needs much more than this. In fact, I really like it. I think I will glue it down as it is and see if perhaps there will have to be something inside here. You can see this one really came on very quickly, and sometimes you can rumble around and move around and whoop. And sometimes, yes, bing, there it is. This would be the last piece and this one. So I will just glue this down here. Oh, I see it, that's the red hair. Woods, they are everywhere. But perhaps not so strange. If you knew what I look like, you will know I have red hair, curly red hair. And as a child, I was like a copper kettle and with big curls. My dad used to call me the copper thread, but nowadays nothing of that is left, so I buy curls and buy red hair by putting henna into it. So yeah, that's my image. I think if I turned out with gray hair, nobody would know it was me. I don't know if my hair will be gray in the nice way, because it is just some pale thing. I think some of those people who have been very dark black haired, when they turn gray, it can really look nice, I think. But not the color I have. It looks like something, yeah, I don't like to look very much at when it's growing out and you can see the roots. Oh yeah, that is not very appealing to me. And I think I will, there the edges are straight, so I will make one straight and one torn edges. I think this piece here I'm gluing down is made with alcohol inks on my jelly plate, and that is why it is so yellow, as I talked about in the video. And I will put a link below here in the under the little word more for the video where I made these printed papers. It got a little more wonky than I thought it would, but so it must be. And it was there I put it, I think, yeah. That's really green, this one here. There. And the right length, how lucky can one girl be? And then there was this piece here. Yeah. And just turn it over and use the other side again. It's dry now. Finish it down. Oh yeah. I will look a little more on it and see what it needs more. I tore a small strip of this one and glued it in there. So I don't think it needs gold or anything, because this is very shiny there. So again, I will just go in with my Stabilo and make a line. And since this is a torn line, I won't do it there. I will do it there and make a quite straight line there and there. And go in with my water brush. And that just gives it that little extra. And is there any white spaces? I don't mind these marks there, the marks that there are so much white there. But no, I think I will let it be. Perhaps there, so you can better see the difference between the paper and the substrate. Oh yeah, that was a little black one, but I don't think that matters so much. Yeah, now I'm going in anyway. Yeah, I can't stop myself. These Caran d'Ache, I really love them because you can use them in so many different ways, and they just give it that little extra something some places. So here that one is. So I would look at the time and see how long this video is already, but I know I will make another one where I use the other piece of that paper there. But we will see. Oh, time is fine, so I think I have room for one more. So I will use this piece here, the rest of the jelly print from the session, with charcoal and soft pastels. And I think I will turn this way, and how about putting it in somewhere here. And then I have this piece, but I don't like the edges, so off with them. That could go up there and there. Yeah, something like this. So you can see there's a straight edge, there's a torn edge, There, all these are torn and straight and torn, but I think I will let them be because I want it as long as possible. But if I need another piece somewhere, yeah. Yeah, I think I will think a little. Perhaps this is enough with these 3 pieces. Let me think. I think I will go with this. And the reason why I like it is because there are different the places where it is torn or straight, and that it isn't straight lines all the way. It's going like doot, 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 and I really like that. So I will glue this down and see what else to do. So there we go again. And this is typical what it does when you're using alcohol inks on your plate. It seeps through your paper to the other side. So I'm not a big fan of this thing with alcohol ink on your plate, but it is quite fun to try. Yeah, it got a little wonky there. And then there was this piece here. There. And again, a good amount of glue. I've just been in the shop where I buy them here and ripped the whole shelf they had. I buy 30 at a time, and every time the people on the till look at me and asking me what I will be doing with so many. But I use a lot of glue stick. And the last piece there. Yes. But of course it isn't that interesting seeing me gluing, but it's a part of the job. So now they are sitting there. So what else do I want to do? I again will think a little and see if I need a part of this greenish stuff here. It is very hard to do a long line here because it's breaked up, and in some ways you can see if I had a focal point I would really like to put it there, but it's nearly in the middle of my page and I don't like that. So for instance, yeah, I have this one here, not that I'm sure I will use it, but I wouldn't put it there because then it is totally in the middle. If I would put it there, I will go nearly as far to this side as I can, because then it's breaking it more up than putting it in slam bam in the middle. But I need a little piece of this green thing in here, because if it's going to match this one, I need that. And there was a piece of this here also. Let's see if we can take something of this off also. Yeah. Do I do it this way, or do I do it that way? It looks something from a map, but I really like it. So I think I will think a little more. Oh, that is a lot of thinking today, and this video would be good long if I let my camera roll all the time while I was thinking. I just glue a little sliver of it off here, and then I have this piece, and I can't quite decide how I want to put it. But in one way, I think it is quite nice if that line goes there, like this, and you can see it in both areas. This is clearly there, and this is clearly there. So I think I perhaps will go for this, because if I am doing it there, I would cover too much of that circle up, and I don't like that. So I will go for it this way here. There, I think. Yeah, glue on it and don't think so much, just do. Yeah. And this one will, if we're going in the same ball game, this would also have to have a piece of this in it, but not such a big piece as the other one. Let us see if I like it, or I should do something else. It's too big, so take a little of it off. Go, yeah, I will go for that. And it's going a little diagonal, but I don't mind that. But again, where is everything here? My table, it looks right now, it looks like somebody has dropped the bomb, and of course no one has dropped a bomb here. We are in peace here in Denmark right now, and it has been it for all my living days, and hopefully it will be so for the rest of my life and for many more years. It's awful what's going on in other places of the world. I think I will also do a straight line there. But don't think so much about this all the time, then you got crazy. And that is why it's so important to have something to do to take your mind off all the ugly stuff. This I want to do something with. So again, this was this one who had a nice color. And my water brush, and take the black off. That was better. And there. And I don't think it needs any more. Or do I? You know, you have the artistic right to change your mind. For as long as you're not satisfied, you can keep on going. But of course you have to stop at one point, and sometimes you can easily overdo it and end up regretting what you have done, but that's the only way we learn it. So 4 collages here this morning for my hand. I will take some close-up of them here at the end of the video, and now I have all these small bits and bobs and things here you can see lying. These are too small for me to save, but this I will save, because you never know what will come up and you can use it for. This will go out, but have a bag or a box or some place where you could put all your things in. I typically have these plastic folders or shatex, and here I have all my greenish paper in, and then I will just stick them in here, and next time I want to use something in that color scheme, I will just grab that and look and rumble around that. That is just my way of keeping my papers. I have many different ways of trying to sort them out, but this is the one that works best for me. But away with all these things here. So I will take some close-up and kiss you goodbye here in a second. So here they are, the 4 ones I have made today with the papers from the jelly printing session with chalk pastels or pan pastels or soft pastels. Many, same name, same, not the S word, but you know. This was the first one and the second one, and they fit nice together. And if I one day make one I will totally fall in love with, I can always tear a page out and glue it on another substrate. And these are quite pale, and this one, you can see it isn't much for doing such a small collage here. It is a little out of my ball game and comfort zone, these colors, but sometimes it is good to challenge yourself. You won't die of it, I promise you. You will have perhaps learned something instead, and that is of course nice. But I have this stack here also for the same session, and I will put them here in my book, and another time I will make another video where I use these papers instead, and they are much more up my alley than the ones I have made today. But we all have our favorite colors and favorite ways. So I will just say to round this up, please be creative, to take your mind off things if you need that, and please stay safe and take care of yourself, and also please be nice to everybody. And if you have enjoyed my video, or perhaps learned some tips and tricks and want to see more, there are several ways you can do that. You could give my video a thumbs up, or you could perhaps consider subscribing my little Danish channel. You could give me a comment or ask me anything about this way of working, or hit the notification bell for next time a video is coming up. So I will just say goodbye to all of you, and please take care. See you soon again. Bye bye.